I felt so empty and alone. I wanted to be around people. Maybe if I was in a group, I'd feel safe. Then I saw him. Oliver was leaning up against the wall underneath a street lamp. Rowena wrapped around his arm. He had a leather jacket on and jeans that hung lowly on his hips. Rowena was on his shoulder, playing with puffs of smoke that came out of her mouth. "Is this how you pick up girls?" I asked as I came up beside him. Oliver didn't see me, not at first, but he didn't jump at the sound of my voice. When I did come into the light, he just looked at me with a blank expression, like he couldn't believe I was actually in front of him.
"What?"
He seemed confused. I shrugged my shoulder. You know, being all mysterious and quiet. Strong silent type, is that your gig or something?
"No, it's just how I am."
His eyes narrowed. You won't manage to convince me that it's not all an act. I tilted my head. Though, I can't tell if it's working or not. Oliver frowned.
"You don't want to deal with a guy who's got problems, like me."
What the hell did he have to be so bothered about? You're up pretty late.
"So are you. What are you doing up here?"
He turned toward me with his hands in his pockets. I shrugged. I could ask you the same thing.
"Couldn't sleep."
Huh, me neither. We were both being ridiculously cryptic. But I wouldn't open up unless he did first.
"I heard you gave quite a performance in magic casting today."
He started. Rowena blinked curiously. I rolled my eyes. I knew that was gonna get around.
"Gossip's good around here."
Oliver pushed off the wall.
"You want to get a coffee? On me?"
It wasn't like I was sleeping tonight anyway. Sure. Oliver took me to an open mic bar. A midnight blue shadow dragon wearing a beret sat on stage and crooned a low song while its rider served us cappuccinos.
"You know, you can always add a little bit of coffee with your sugar,"
Oliver suggested as I poured half the pitcher in. "Shut up," I said, and he smiled. He honest to God smiled, not the smirk or the scowl I was used to seeing from him. His lips tilted up, and he flashed the cutest dimples that I'd ever seen. His red hair fell into his eyes, and if I said that didn't make my panties soaked, then I'd be a damn liar. Rowena and Thorne sat on the table and ate a plate of pastries Oliver had bought for them. They snapped at each other as they ate, but it was mostly playing. They didn't seem hostile toward each other. If anything, they got along.
"So, magic casting class."
Oliver started. That smile was back again. I moaned. Can we not talk about that? I'm pretty sure everyone on campus is scared of me now. At least the freshmen are. Oliver let out a scoffing noise.
"They're scared of me too. Don't worry about it."
Should they be? I asked as I eyed him. He lifted his hands noncommittally.
"What can I say? I fit the bad boy type well."
Hell yeah, he did. You didn't answer my question.
"I've got a reputation around here."
He started.
"I was getting into trouble long before I showed my face at Draken Academy."
Is that why you try to fit some sort of tough guy stereotype? I challenged.
"I don't try. I had a rough home life."
He said.
"Nothing I want to talk about."
He added when I opened my mouth. Okay. So, what's got you so stressed now? I crossed my arms and put them on the table, leaning forward. Oliver's expression widened.
"Isn't it enough being hated by the entire student body?"
He suggested. I let out a skeptical huff. Please, like you care.
"You think so? I'm one of the few shadow writers in our entire graduating class, and the others were smart enough to kiss ass to the other clans, so they're not completely despised."
So why don't you? I suggested.
"What? Kiss ass? Nah.
He shook his head.
That's not who I am. I don't suck up, firecracker. I've got too much pride."
What about the dragon eggs? I dared to ask. I regretted the words the minute they came out of my mouth. Rowena raised her head. Oliver took a long drink of his coffee.